Hey guys, it's the 26th of June, almost midnight. It's been an incredibly productive day. Haven't really left the house. Just sat at my desk for the whole day and worked. Had a almost 2.5 hour long call with Matthew Serban, Ecom Maxer. Aside from that, I just had a lot of calls. No, actually, I didn't have a lot of calls, but I'm starting to work on the things that I talked about yesterday, like the long-term projects, the stuff that's easily going to get me to $1 million in revenue this year. And I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really starting to tap into the whole health thing. Like, I feel like I just have nothing to do in my days aside from work, and my brain has to always be occupied. And I don't have a gym. I don't have anything aside from work. I don't have any food in my fridge aside from like homemade food. So I'm starting to get into other stuff, and now I'm seriously getting into health. So for example, I'm not eating anything that's not homemade, that's not already pre-cooked for me by my girlfriend. Aside from that, I'm going for walks every day, which is not really a big deal. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but just wait till you hear more. Yesterday I said in my video that I felt like I am more productive when I sleep for 9 hours a night instead of under 8. And today I did it again. I purposely slept for about exactly 9 hours, give or take. And I feel exactly the same way. Last week I did it one time and it worked. I slept, and that was an accident. I found out by accident that instead of sleeping for 7 to 8 hours a night, if I sleep for 9 hours a night, and this maybe depends on what kind of person you are, but when I sleep for 9 hours a night, I just feel a lot more energized throughout the day, and I'm just ready to crush it. Even though I wake up a little later, even though, whatever, I give up some of the time that I usually spend working, I feel like it's a positive ROI. I don't have any brain fog. I'm mentally 100% clear, and I'm just energized and motivated throughout the whole freaking day. Like, it's insane. It's not a crazy difference, maybe like 15% more efficient compared to 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but that stuff compounds, that stuff adds up. 10 to 15% is crazy. So if you really think about it, maybe 10%, but regardless, I'm starting to get into these niche small things. Also, today I drank primarily, wait, just make sure it's recording, only sparkling water. Oh shit. And I didn't just drink sparkling water because of the sparkling water, but I actually, my friend yesterday, and a business partner, told me that like the microplastics in plastic water bottles stay inside your body and inside your brain for the rest of your life. And that thought just didn't sit right with me. So today, in between, not in between, but before an upcoming call, I was really thirsty, and I had a choice. I could either open a new plastic bottle of water, still water, or go out and buy new water that's in glass water bottles. So I did some research. I asked ChatGPT some stuff. Turns out most of the microplastics are actually in the bottle caps. So, well, also there's a lot in the plastic that the bottles are made of itself. And so I just went out, I ran out of my house, and I bought like 4 bottles of pretty expensive water bottles. They run me like, literally, if you put the same amount of water, like liquid, compared to my normal water, still water that I usually drink out of plastic bottles, it was like 10 times more expensive, probably even more expensive. It's ridiculous how expensive it was. But bro, I just couldn't. I was thirsty for like 30 minutes. I had to wait for some stuff before I could go out, and I was so thirsty, but I didn't drink the plastic water because I just couldn't, bro. Like, every time I reached for the bottle to open it, like habitually, because I just was thirsty, and it's on my table, I just pictured plastic stuff, microplastics, traveling through my brain, and I just like, no, like, okay, I just couldn't do it. Like, bro, I didn't have to force myself not to drink it. I literally couldn't force myself to drink it. So I went outside and I bought some water, and essentially for the second part of the day, I chugged like 1.5 liters of sparkling water out of glass bottles. which is pretty cool. Sort of sparkling water, especially from out of glass bottles, is sort of like a money frequency if you really think about it. Rich people drink sparkling water and they drink water out of glass bottles, so it like puts you on the right like frequencies. And so that's pretty cool. Also, another benefit aside from like the lack of microplastics. Call me crazy, but I was also, instead of drinking it out of the bottles themselves, which are only 500 milliliters a bottle, I was pouring the water to a glass and drinking it out of the glasses, because apparently, like I said before, the microplastics are in the caps. So I didn't want to touch the bottleneck, because if I touch it, then I'm gonna get the microplastics, because the cap was like right on top of the thing. You're probably gonna think I'm fucking crazy and I'm going insane in my apartment, living there fucking alone. And it's not even been a whole month. But yeah, that's the type of shit I'm doing. I'm also like blowing on the cap, because apparently that's gonna help like reduce the microplastics. Saying these things out loud makes me feel like I'm just batshit crazy, but I just can't force myself to drink out of plastic bottles anymore. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get back to that. I hope I will. It's like maybe no. I was about to say I hope I will, because it's expensive to drink out of glass bottles, but then I'm like, what am I, brokey, bro? I'd rather invest in my health and drink out of glass bottles. Problem is, it's not that I'm a brokey, it's that I just really want to invest all of the money into the business so bad that I would rather like not cheap out, but like get more affordable stuff for myself and like refrain from going out and buying myself stuff. Like I literally spend no money on myself aside from like buying glass water now, and that's it. I literally spend no money on myself, not because I'm just being a cheap fuck, but because I just genuinely want to invest as much as possible in the business. And I realize that right now I just have such amazing opportunities laid out in front of me that I just can't possibly not take advantage of them. And most of them require investments. So I would rather invest that money in the business and get 10x the money back. Not even 10x, it's an infinite ROAS, because this stuff is going to just keep going. And that, coupled with the personal brand and the stuff that is going to bring in the future, is just immeasurable ROAS. So I can't possibly not take the opportunity and invest the money. Like, it's ridiculous, the ROAS. Outside of all that health freak stuff and good food and sleep and water. Yeah, also, quick thing, another thing about health. I basically I ate like only twice today, and it's almost midnight. And it's amazing, bro. Like, the first time I ate was like 3:30 p.m., same as yesterday. So like 4 hours after I woke up. Yeah, waking up at 11 a.m. And second time was like, I don't know, like 8:30. I started to get hungry. And I also noticed that when you drink sparkling water, you're less hungry, and you don't crave food as much. So that will help you with intermittent fasting and stuff like that. I'm not really particularly into fasting or anything. I just don't like eating, because recently I stopped eating that much because it's just like the brain fog. It really ruins the productivity. And the mental clarity that I'm experiencing these past few days, ever since I started eating less, is just unmatched, bro. I've never been this mentally clear. It's ridiculous. Like, it's nuts. And I can't force myself to eat more or to, eat any bad food, because I just genuinely, on a subconscious level, realize that it's just so bad for me and for my business and for my future. I live and breathe it. Like, I have dreams about it. I think about it for 15 hours of the day, and I sleep for 9 hours. So it's literally all waking hours I get is 15 hours. And I think about it every single hour, I don't think 5 minutes pass throughout the day, even if it's free time. I don't have free time. I do, like, all of my time is free because I always enjoy my work, so it feels like free time. But I don't feel like there's 5 minutes that pass without me thinking about business and the stuff that I'm working on right now, even once, like, throughout my days. It just doesn't happen at all. And it's not like I'm forcing myself. It's not like I'm just like, the David Goggins guy. Like, I just enjoy it genuinely, which I've never experienced in the past. But I love it. So yeah, other than that, I just went into a sweets store, like a candy shop outside of my house, because I wanted to buy some stuff for my girlfriend because I'm going to see her tomorrow. And there was like a line of people, and I'm not like, you know, I don't know what to call that. I'm not trying to hate anyone or bully anyone. There are these like fat people, obese people walking around. Like there's a line of them literally, and they like look so like, I don't know. It's just such a bad environment to be in. I stood in that line for like 25 seconds maybe, and then I was just like, bro, I can't take it anymore. And I gave up and I just went out and I just went here to the pier, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. I was fucking running out of there. I can't possibly stand being in that environment. Like, just standing there and like behind 5 fatties waiting for the candies. I don't know, bro. It's just like, and again, I'm not hating on anyone, but I just can't, bro. I'm not saying I'm better than them either. I don't think that's the case. It's just that I don't think it's a good environment for me right now, bro. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. All they do is jerk off all day and eat candy. Like, what the fuck, bro? And they're all like a little older than me or my age. Like, it's retarded, bro. You know, like the blue hair type of shit and all that stuff. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I ran out of there, came to the pier, and again, I'm not hating on anyone. Like, and I'm not, you know, I don't even know what to call this, but yeah. I just don't think it's a good environment, so I just ran out of there. I feel like it's a lot of laziness and procrastination and cope saturated in one place, concentrated all in there. And the cashier is like that too. So I just went out and bro. Anyway, I'm here on the pier now, and what was I gonna say, bro? I just did a lot of different stuff today. I mainly was just working with my creators and just reflecting and planning out stuff for the future. Having a lot of calls, like I said, working on the new things, the upcoming things, which I can't announce just yet, but they're pretty big things. And I was just, like I said, I also had that 2 hour and like 15-minute long call with Matthew Sorben. Shared so much value as always. And on top of that, today, actually, this is gonna sound crazy, but it's not crazy, but like Jimmy Farley placed an order on my TikTok shop today, which is pretty interesting. One of the founders of Creators Corner, Jimmy Farley, big guy on TikTok shop. I was on a call with Matthew, and I was just like, I got more inventory also today. I forgot to mention I got 528 more units of inventory for the US TikTok shop, and I ordered another 528 units for the UK TikTok shop today because we just ran out of inventory on the UK TikTok shop. The first batch has sold out extremely fast. The first drop has been incredibly successful. And so we ordered 528 more units for the UK, and they also received on the same day today 528 units on the US TikTok shop, which is also pretty exciting. And so we already, like, the momentum is going up because we got the best-selling colors back in stock on the US shop, like the best-selling variants, I mean, and it's pretty cool. So yeah. Other than that, what was I gonna say, bro? Jimmy Farley placed an order. I was on a call with Matthew, and I just randomly refreshed the page because I was like, I wonder how well it's going, like with the new stock, like we're getting the momentum, like do people start to purchase the variants that were missing in the past? And so I refreshed the page, and I see that the first order, so the last order, like placed 3 minutes ago, was placed by Jimmy Farley. I was like, what? The craziest part is that me and Matthew, how long has it been? Oh, 15 minutes already, jeez. Me and Matthew were literally talking about Jimmy Farley. I told him who it is on that call like 40 minutes before he placed that order, and he literally came up and just placed the order like right while I was on a call with Matthew, and I showed it to him, and we just laughed about it like crazy because we just discussed him. I just introduced Matthew to who Jimmy Farley is, and instantly the law of attraction is so insane, bro. Like, Me and Matthew also talked about that. It's ridiculous. I just talked about Jimmy Farley. I introduced Matthew to who that is, and I instantly got an order from fucking Jimmy Farley, like 40 minutes after that. The craziest part is I never even look at like my customer usernames. I never check that stuff. And it's such a crazy coincidence. I just checked it, and it was literally the first order that came up. I never check it. I just looked by accident. And this is the first time I checked the customer username, and I was on a call with Matthew again, and I told him about like Jimmy Farley 40 minutes before that happened. I attracted Jimmy. Like, that is just crazy how that works, bro. And if I can attract a random person on a different side of the world to place an order on my shop, like within 40 minutes, imagine all the things you can do with law of attraction outside of that. Like, holy fuck, bro. Jeez. It's kind of dangerous almost. Like, if you're like those fatties in the candy shop, you're gonna attract more. I'm not gonna say anything, but my point is, I'm gonna get canceled, bro. I don't mean no harm or hate, genuinely. You're gonna attract bad things if that's what you're thinking about and that's what you're talking about with your friends. If you're talking about poverty, if you're talking about misery, if you're talking about the bad things in your life, you're going to attract more of that. But if you talk about the good things, if you talk about the positive things, and you say how grateful you are for the things and for the things to come, you're definitely going to attract those things. And it's just insane. Like, the law of attraction is just crazy, bro. Like, sometimes it just feels like a fucking cheat code. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, but other than that, I'm just really excited. I'm really happy and stoked that I finally cracked the code. Or I didn't fully crack it, but I'm just finally starting to put the pieces together, the pieces of the puzzle with the health stuff. Like, because I've always heard these things about like health. Like, yeah, sleep is important, but it's up. Like, it depends on you. It depends on you. They always say it depends on you. Like, how many hours you need to sleep for, how many this, how many that, how many times you need to eat, how many times you need to exercise, all that stuff. It all depends on you. You're like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, how do I know, right? And I never properly split tested it up until this month. This month I've had the opportunity to finally split test it because I live alone. I don't really have to do anything. Like, I don't have to wake up at any time. I'm my own boss. I wake up whenever the fuck I want, and nobody can tell me to wake up at any time. You know, and it was just a perfect opportunity to split test everything. So I finally found out that 9 hours optimal for me personally, or I'm gonna probably keep split testing it and see how like maybe 10 hours work, or how, you know, double check 7 to 8 hours, maybe check 6 hours, which I don't think that's gonna be good at all. But yeah, that kind of things. Regarding food also, I've had the opportunity to test that stuff out, like with, you know, having only 2 meals, which I'm probably going to eat more, to be fair. I'm probably going to like buy a mango or something. I haven't had any fruit or vegetables, any fruits or vegetables in like 3 or 4 days right now. Yeah, I think it's been like 4 days since I had any fruits or vegetables. I only eat like eggs, meat, pasta, rice. That's about it. And potatoes. So yeah, I don't really like, not a big variety, which actually no, there's quite a great variety of food that my girlfriend made for me this week, but no fruits or vegetables. So I'm kind of want to get a mango now and eat that. So I'm probably gonna go eat that. So that's gonna be like the third meal and the final meal for the day. I hope the sugars inside the mango don't make me stay up at night. But yeah, other than that, 2 meals a day, 9 hours of sleep, and that has just been great for me. But I feel like the food thing has been more helpful than the sleep thing. I'm not gonna lie, because it just gives you so much mental clarity. And it's both the quality of food and the quantity. So the amount of food. How many times do you eat a day? Like, how much time do you wait for before you eat in the morning? Like, essentially skipping breakfast or delayed breakfast. I don't even call these things lunch or breakfast anymore. I just eat. Because like, I just like have food, bro. I don't think you can call it breakfast when you have your first meal at 3:30 p.m. So Yeah, and it's not like I'm also waiting for the clock to hit 3:30 so I can eat either. Sometimes it is like that, like in the very early mornings, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry. But usually I just don't really have the time to eat. Like I get a phone call and I'm just gone for 2 hours, like today, for example. Or like I'm just so invested into something that I'm doing that I just forget, and then I drink sparkling water and that kind of fills up my stomach, and I don't really want to eat. I don't know, bro. I'm not really struggling with it right now. Although I was always the type of person that would eat like 20 times a day, always eating some little snacks, always eating some shit, and I feel like that's really affected my productivity and mental clarity. And I'm so happy that I'm finally different. But yeah, I feel like it's just so many different things happened this month that just make everything work out perfectly. I talked about it yesterday in my video, but again, I have to repeat this because this is ridiculously important. These are the things that brought me from brain fog, from being inefficient, unproductive, and not even sometimes knowing what to do. So, first thing, cut out all the distractions. I moved out from my parents' house. There's no one here that tells me what to do, when to do it, or I don't even know, distracting me from work. There's none of that stuff. Also, I cut out YouTube. I cut out completely almost social media. I cut out like all of that stuff that I never need and that's not related to my business. Essentially, yeah, I cut out literally everything that's not related to the business from my life. Aside from my girlfriend, I guess. That's the only thing. But I only chat with her a little bit throughout the day and maybe have a call at night, which I'm going to call her after recording this most likely. And then I see her once a week. That's it. So I cut out everything. That's the first thing. The second thing, sleep. So the sleep quality is very important, as well as the how much sleep you get. So like I said before, 9 hours is pretty good for me. It's pretty optimal for me. And the quality is also really good. I don't know if I can share this yet, but Matthew told me some stuff about sleep and how to improve the sleep quality. And I have been doing that for the last maybe 2 weeks. And I feel like that has helped also, but I can't unfortunately speak about that yet. But yes, sleep quality and sleep and how much sleep you get per night is extremely important. Like, you don't want to be a zombie. I remember those days when I was going to school like a year ago and working always every single day also in my shop, like full 2024, that was 10 months ago or something like that. I was hitting $25,000 a month on my TikTok shop and running on like 5 hours of sleep every day. And I was fucking depressed. I'm not gonna lie. There's like pictures of me sitting in like a cafe when I was skipping classes. It's raining outside and I'm like borderline crying because like I got a violation on the shop and it's just so many fires that I have to put out. And then the supplier fucked me over and I was on 5 hours of sleep. So I felt miserable. And I feel like have I got 10 hours of sleep that day, I would feel extremely motivated and I would feel like crushing it and just overcoming all of these different things and problems, and I wouldn't give a fuck. So sleep quality is extremely important, then distractions, then nutrition. So you need to have the discipline and the will to control how much you eat. Don't eat for a few hours in the morning. I mean, maybe this depends on the person, but I'm just saying what worked for me. Don't eat for a few hours in the morning, like 3-4 hours I guess is perfect, and then eat like 2-3 times a day, maybe 4, I don't know, depends on how much you weigh, I guess. But actually no, that doesn't matter, never mind, just eat more. One thing I started to do now these days is because I skip meals, when I do eat, I have like 3 meals in a row. So for breakfast, for example, I had breakfast and then I had another meal or another 2, I don't remember. And then for dinner, same exact thing. For dinner I had 3 meals, I remember that clearly, 3 meals back to back. I'm done with 1 meal and I'm still hungry, so I go put another meal, heat it up, eat that meal, and I'm still hungry. So I go put another meal, heat it up, and then eat that. And then by the end of the 3rd meal, I'm kind of full. So it just takes more meals because I skip meals throughout the day, and I need to make up for it because I don't want to experience calorie deficit. So yeah, you just need to eat a little bit more. So don't be afraid that you're going to start to collapse and your body is going to you're going to harm your body if you don't eat. As long as you don't experience calorie deficit, and I'm not a scientist, so don't take my word on this, but I feel like, and I also I double checked with ChatGPT just to make sure, but I'm not sure how reliable that is. But as long as you don't as long as you're not short on calories and you make up for the calories the meals that you skip, you're totally good. And that's what I do pretty much. Just have multiple meals at once, a couple of times a day. And so that's the third thing, meals and how much eat per day. And then the fourth thing, I don't know if you can count this, but I guess it's just clear goal and drive. That's what I said yesterday, but now thinking about it again, I don't know if you can count that. You need to have a clear goal. You need to know exactly where you're going, like very specific, and know what you need to do in order to get there. It's the fourth thing. And then the fifth thing is your environment. I live alone. Nobody's distracting me. I talk to no one except for people that I work with. And I guess that's a pretty good environment. It's a great environment because all people I get to talk to, speak about the same things that I think about throughout the whole day. And I can just talk to them about these things. And it's just really good. I don't speak to anyone except for my girlfriend for like a little bit of time, like throughout the day here and there. Really not much these days. And people that are like-minded, pretty much just working on their future, doing similar things to what I'm doing, and it's just ridiculous. Like all we're doing is just pushing each other up. We're working together. We're all helping each other, and everybody wins. And it's just so fun to work with people that do the same things. Like my business partner right now. Like, bro, such a great guy to work with. Love that guy. And don't want to name drop, but yeah, super cool dude. And my creators also, like, bro, I just love working with them, all of them. And it's so fun, bro. So it's really important to having the right environment. So out of these reasons, I feel like the most important ones are sleep, nutrition, and distractions thing, cutting out all distractions. And because of that, I think and none of this would be possible if I didn't cut out the distractions. So that's definitely the number one priority in my opinion. If I didn't cut out all the distractions and move out and lived alone right now, if I didn't move out and live alone right now, in that case, I would still depend on what my parents feed me. I would still depend on what they need from me, what timelines they set for me, and like what they tell me to do. So I would really be limited. I wouldn't even be able to test these things. Nor do I think I would even come up with that because of how much I would always be occupied with the things that they're telling me, and with the tasks that they tell me to complete and all that stuff. And like, it's just not a good environment to be in right now for me, to be honest. I'm not saying anything bad about my parents, but I don't feel like it's a good environment for me right now, genuinely. And I know my mom could be watching this. It's pretty likely, but yeah, genuinely, I just don't feel like it's a good environment for me. So yeah, this month, 30th of June, I'm going to move out to my parents. And I also spoke about this yesterday in the video, I think. I'm going to move out from this apartment that I live in right now. And I'm going to go back to my parents for 4 nights. Sorry, I'm going to go there for 4 nights. Yes. Yeah, I think it's 4 nights, I think. I'm going to sleep there for 4 nights. I'm going to see and double check the effect on my productivity and efficiency. And yeah, and then I'm gonna on the 4th of July, I'm flying out to Dubai. I'm gonna live there for 7 days, for 6 nights. Yeah, 7 days. I'm gonna live there, and I'm gonna live right next to Burj Khalifa, beautiful view. I'm gonna meet up with a lot of people and have a lot of fun, and that's gonna be pretty cool. Just explore it and see if it's the right thing for me. And then after that, 10th of July, I'm supposed to come back to Israel, which is the country I'm in right now, and live with my parents. But I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Like I said, I'm gonna double check that. I'm gonna go and see if it's actually as bad as I think. In these 4 days, from the 30th of June till the 4th of July, in these 4 nights, so 5 days essentially. I'm gonna see if it's actually that bad, and if it is, then I'm definitely not coming back on the 10th of July. I'm probably just gonna. I bought tickets there and back, which is a bit of a shame, but it was a good deal. So I'm gonna have to fly back to Israel regardless. but maybe I'm gonna fly out from here to like, I don't know, Romania. I spoke about this yesterday also. I don't know why, bro. I just want to visit Romania. Like, it just sounds cool. And it reminds me of my home country, Russia, Moscow, which I can't travel to right now, unfortunately, because of the war. But I miss it. So I feel like I might go to Romania. I hope this video doesn't get copyright strike because of that music they're fucking playing there. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go somewhere just trying to fucking speak so that YouTube doesn't recognize the music. And I'm gonna probably go to Romania, or maybe I'm gonna go to Thailand or Bali or someplace like that where there's other entrepreneurs I can meet, you know. And so I'm not completely alone, stuck in the apartment. I feel like it kind of creates boundaries in my brain, and I feel like I'm getting stuck. Like, I feel like I'm like in a box mentally a little bit, because when you like stay in the same place every single day, like, I just want to move, bro. I want to be more fluid. I want to move places. I want to be flexible. And I feel like that will reflect on my mindset and on the way I think. So I'm really excited to do that. And I'm probably going to fly elsewhere if I don't really enjoy staying with my parents and I don't feel like it's a good effect on my productivity. But yeah, I'm going to see about that though. I'm really going to check that next month in the first 4 days. After that, yeah, bro, more music for copyright strike. What was I gonna say, bro? Yeah, I feel like that's about it. But like, my main takeaway this month is that I'm definitely better off living alone right now. Maybe not necessarily alone, but like just in a good environment. And being alone is a really good environment for me right now, I feel like. But yeah, I'm gonna see, bro. So that's about it. This 32 minutes. What? That's crazy. How has it been that long? I'm just yapping for 32 minutes, bro. Holy shit. I hope I didn't leak too much stuff. I don't think I did. But yeah, shout out to my creators. Shout out to my business partner. That's about it for the video. Thank you for listening. If you have listened for the whole video, comment W, just W, capital letter. And I would really appreciate it. Like, if you actually listen till this point, like, that would mean so much to me, bro. Like, yeah, anyway, let me know, and I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow.